Assalamu alaikum students. Hope all you are doing well. Today we will discuss about chemistry model paper for first year. We will see the total marking criteria, paper pattern, most important short questions, most important long questions, and then we will discuss about past papers, important questions in the past papers, long and short, and these are total 3 past papers included. So watch till end and let's get started. As you can see here in section A model paper, total marks are 17. You will have 17 multiple choice questions. Let's go through the most important ones here. 0.1 mole of NaCl contains 6.02 into 10 raised power 22. This is B correct answer formula units. Which solid line curve most accurately represents the distribution of molecular energy in a gas at 500 Kelvin if the dotted line curve represents the corresponding distribution for the same gas at 300 Kelvin. So this is the right graphical representation for this phenomena. And you have to select the right bubble. For example, if this is the B correct, so you can fill with marker or pen B bubble. If this is the A, so you have to fill A. For the rate law, rate is equal to K into A power 1 by 2 into B. Predict order with respect to A, the order with respect to B, and the total order. So this is the correct order. C is the right answer. First electron affinity of oxygen atom is greater than nitrogen because of greater nuclear force of attraction of oxygen. If the total energy of the product is greater than the reactants, identify the reaction. Endothermic. B is the right answer. Suggest volume occupied by 1 mole of gas at STP. 22414 centimeter cube. D is the right answer for this one. When bromine reacts with propene in an organic solvent at room temperature, what is the mechanism by which the bromine attacks electrophilic addition? It's B answer. Which one of the following reacts with aldehyde to give red precipitates of copper oxide? Pelling solution. So B is the right answer for this one. Identify termination step in free radicals substitution reaction of methane with chlorine. So this is the termination step. B is the right one. Predict the geometry of XEF4 square planar. This is C. Which electronic configuration represents the most electronegative element? This one, NS2, NP5. So D is the right answer. Predict which species upon hydrolysis give acidic solution? AlCl3, aluminum chloride. Identify the most basic amine. This is the most basic amine, CH3NHCH3. So C is the right answer. Which one of the following is a nucleophile? NH3 is a nucleophile. C is the right answer. Identify which reagent is used to convert ethanol into ethanol into ethanol. This one, lithium aluminum hydride. For D is the right option. Suggest why I2 is solid while Br2 is liquid at room temperature due to stronger London dispersion forces in I2. So B is the right answer. Identify carbonyl compound that forms an iodoform, propanone or propanone. D is the right answer. Let's go through some of the most important short questions. In section B, your marks will be 39 total. Each question carry 3 marks. You will have option, either you can select this one or this one. Make sure first you select the question and then answer the question. Explain with equations the reactions of the following chlorides with water. Also mention pH of the resulting mixture. Aluminum chloride and phosphorus trichloride. So draw the shape of 3s, 3px, and 3dz square orbitals. So you can either select this one or this one. Identify alcohol and carboxylic, carboxylic acid used to prepare methyl propanoate. Give equation for the reaction. Write 3 points of differences between amorphous and crystalline solids. Amorphous and crystalline solids. When chloroethane reacts with sodium hydroxide, different products are formed under different sets of conditions used. Write down the structural formula of the products which are formed under these conditions. Also write the type of each reaction. Or optional question is, reducing power of halide ion increases down the group. Explain this fact with the help of reaction of chlorine ion and bromine ions with concentrated H2SO4. Number 4 is calculate the enthalpy change of reaction by using the following data. These are the data. You have to calculate the enthalpy change in the heat. So optional question is, starting from 20 gram of nitrogen, calculate the mass of gaseous product NH3 in the given reaction. This is the reaction. Explain the preparation of ethene from ethanol and chloroethane. Optional question is, identify types of intermolecular forces among the following molecules. Also write the ascending order of their strength. HCl, NH3, O2, HF. Number 6 is, write chemical equation involved in the preparation of propanol from the following regions. Propene, 1-chloropropane. Catenation increases diversity of organic compounds. Define catenation and explain this statement with suitable example. Number 7 is, give role of NOx in the formation of PAN, peroxyacetyl nitrate. Explain with chemical reactions. Describe mechanism of the formation of CH3Cl by the reaction of methane with chlorine. Write electronic configuration of following elements. They have given you the atomic number and atomic mass of the elements. Give 2 possible ways to organize an equilibrium. Number 9 is, these are, how can you distinguish the above compounds A and B from each other? Give a chemical test. These are the compounds. Or you have optional question, describe the preparation methods of diethylamine CH5 whole square NH using nucleophilic substitution reaction, reduction of nitro compounds. Number 10 is, A naturally occurring sample of cerium contains only 4 isotopes. These are 4 isotopes of cerium. They have mentioned the isotopic mass and percentage abundance. So what you have to calculate here, the relative atomic mass of cerium is this. Use these data to calculate the relative isotopic mass of the 4th isotope in this sample of cerium. They have given you the 3, you have to calculate the 4th one. Lead 2 chloride is sparingly soluble in water. Solubility of lead 2 chloride at 25 degrees centigrade is 0.5 gram per decimeter cube. Calculate KSP of lead 2 chloride at 25 degrees centigrade. For 6f orbital, give allowed values of following quantum numbers. Principal quantum number, number 2, azimuthal quantum number, magnetic quantum number. Our optional question is define the following with at least one equation in each case. Standard enthalpy of atomization, standard enthalpy of lattice. Number 12 is define electronegativity. Explain the trend of electronegativity down the group of the periodic table. Our optional question is calculate volume of 4.5 gram of H2 at STP by using mole volume relationship. Number 13, what is meant by vapor pressure? Following is a table of the vapor pressure of water, ethanol, and pentane. Pentane. These are the given values for vapor pressure. Explain these variation in vapor pressure. So first of all, you have to define it and then you have to explain these variation. Our optional question is calculate pH of a buffer solution containing 0.11 mole HCOOH and 0.11 mole HCOONA. pKa of methanoic acid at 25 degrees centigrade is 3.76. You have to calculate the pH of buffer solution. In section C, these are the most important questions and most important topics that you need to cover because the chances are high in the final term. Given the following data for a first order reaction, initial concentration of reactant A naught is equal to 0.10 mole per decimeter cube. Initial rate at A naught rate 1 is equal to 2.0 into 10 raised power minus 3 mole per decimeter per second. Concentration of reactant A after a certain time is equal to 0.05 mole per decimeter cube. Half-life of the reaction T half is equal to 10 seconds. Calculate the numerical value of the rate constant K for this reaction using the initial rates and half-life method. Or optional question is, ammonia is produced by the following reaction. This is the reaction. When 200 gram of ammonium chloride and 100 gram calcium hydroxide are used, then calculate the amount of ammonia in grams produced during this reaction. Number B, you have to calculate the amount of excess reactant left unreacted after the completion of chemical reaction. Question number 4 is write down the reagents and conditions used to prepare propanoic acid from the following. Propanol, pro propane, nitrile, methyl propanoate. Or you have optional question, the following is an important industrial reaction. This is the important industrial reaction. Explain 3 factors that can increase the yield sulfur trioxide in this reaction. Question number 5 is consider an alcohol with molecular formula this. It exists in different isomeric form. Draw possible isomers. Also write the type of isomerism shown by these compounds. Or optional question is compare the reactivity of different alkyl halides. Justify your answer. Write down the identification Write down the identifying test of halogens present in the alkyl halides. Also write down the equations involved. And question number 6 is ethanol react with HBr, SOCl2, and PCl5 by substitution reaction. Write complete balanced equation for the reaction of ethanol with these three regions. Also write the conditions involved in each reaction. Or explain in detail the type of hybridization, bond angles, and geometrical shapes of following molecules: PH3, B, C2, H2. So this is the model paper structure, most important topics that you need to go through. And uh, we already covered the multiple choice question. Let's go ahead and see some of the past papers. First of all, these are the multiple choice question in the past paper. The third ionization potential value of an element is significantly high as compared to its first and second ionization potential. The element belongs to group 2. Which pair of elements will most likely form an ionic bond? Sodium and oxygen. C is the right option. Which statement is false about comparative bond energy values of hydrogen halide molecules? This is false about comparative bond energy. The number of molecules present in 67.2 decimeter cube of He gas at STP is, C is the right answer, 1.806 into 10 power 24. What will be the enthalpy of enthalpy of solution of NaCl if the change in heat reverse lattice is plus 786 kilojoule per mole and change in heat is minus 783 kilojoule per mole? So plus 3 kilojoule per mole is the right answer for this one. The following equilibrium will not be shifted in the forward direction by increasing temperature. Aqueous solution of which of the following salts will have pH less than 7? CuSO4. Position of an element in periodic table with electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, p6, 3s2, p2 is in group for A. Peroxyacetyl nitrate is formed by the reaction of oxides of nitrogen with unburned hydrocarbons. D is the right answer. Which of the following halides can reduce H2SO4 to H2S? NaI. Identify the steps in the mechanism of free radical fluorination of ethane. So, propagation. B is the right answer for this one. Identify the product formed when ethyl bromide is warmed with NaOH in ethanol. CH2, CH2. Which region is used for the reduction of carboxylic acid to alcohols? This one. This is the second time this is mentioned in the past paper. It was also in the model paper. The compound which gives silver mirror test as well as iodoform test is ethanol. Which pair of organic compound can be distinguished by using 2,4-D and pH? So, ethanol and ethanol. Identify correct relationship for determination of half-life of a first order reaction. This is T half is equal to 0.693 per Kelvin. Which of the following organic compound can be identified by Fehling solution test? So this is the compound. C is the right answer. Let's go ahead and see the most important questions in the past paper. I'm going to go through the left-hand side. You can go through the right-hand side. You have options, so let's see. Write down electronic configuration of these three elements. Briefly explain the structure of PCl3 and NH4 ion on the basis of Vesper theory. Keeping in view the factors affecting bond energy, justify the order of bond energies in the following. Number 4 is write down the differences between limiting and non-limiting reactants. Number 5, state any three differences between crystalline and non-crystalline solids. Number 6, why enthalpy of solution for NH4NO3 is plus 25.7 kilojoule per mole endothermic process, whereas that of CaCl2 is minus 83.0 kilojoule per mole exothermic process. Explain briefly. Write down any three measures that ensure the preservation of water resources. Why aqueous solution of Na2CO3 is basic, whereas that of NH4Cl is acidic. Justify by giving chemical equations. Determine the principal energy level and number of valence electrons in the different subshells and orbitals of an element present in third period and group 4A of the periodic table. Number 10 is describe the use of compounds of sulfur in any three chemical industries. Number 11, calculate the volume occupied by 3.011 into 10 raised power 24 molecules for NH3 gas enclosed in a container at STP. Briefly describe beta elimination reaction by giving a suitable example. Number 13 is calculate Kc for the following reaction at equilibrium at 100 degrees centigrade. This is a reaction. 2SO2 plus O2 interchangeable reaction SO 2SO3. And they have given you the values for these compounds. Number 14 is draw Born-Haber cycle for the formation of KCl. Calculation is not required. You just have to draw Born-Haber cycle. So you can go through the optional question. Let's go through the most important topics and question in the past papers. Number 3 is, what is mass spectrometry? Explain the construction and working of a mass spectrometer. How can average atomic mass of an element be calculated for data obtained? Optional question is, explain formation of covalent bond in O2 molecule on the basis of molecular orbital theory and valence bond theory. Justify the molecular orbital theory is superior to valence bond theory. Question number 4 is, describe by giving balanced chemical equations and necessary conditions that how a carboxylic acid can be prepared from these molecules. Optional question is, discuss the effect of following changes in the given reaction at equilibrium. They have given you three reactions: increasing pressure at this reaction, removing SO3 at this reaction, and decreasing temperature at this reaction. Question number 5 is, how can one identify the functional groups in the following compounds by chemical test? Elaborate. CH3, CHOB, CH3, CH2OH, CH3CH, CH2 double bond. So optional question is, why is ethene more reactive than ethane? Write down the reaction of ethene with these molecules. H2SO4 and water, H2O, and Cl2 and H2O. Question number 6 is what is solubility product? Derive an expression for the solubility product of CaF2. How can the concept of solubility product be applied to predict the precipitation of CaF2 on mixing aqueous solution of calcium ion and chlorine ion? Optional question is explain the occurrence of a chemical reaction with reference to molecular collisions. Activation, energy, formation of activated complex, and enthalpy changes in the reaction. This is another past paper. Let's go through some of the uh, multiple choice questions. The electronic configuration of an ion with mass number 63 and change +2 in Ne is 3s2, 3p6, 3d9. The number of electrons, protons, and neutrons present in the atom are, number C is the right option. Electron would be 29, proton would be 29, neutron would be 34. A molecule with formula H2CO has 3 sigma bond pairs and 1 pi bond pair in valence shell of central atom carbon. Its structure is fragonal planar. So B is the right answer for this one. 0.5 decimeter cube of carbon dioxide gas is enclosed in a container at STP, standard temperature and pressure. The mass of gas is 0.98 gram. So B is the right answer for this one. Which molecule possesses stronger London dispersion forces? N-pentane is the right answer for this one. B. Which of the following is the correct relationship for Gibbs free energy? This one, C is the right answer. Correct rate equation for given reaction is H2 plus Cl, sunlight interchangeable reaction, 2HCl. So rate is equal to K. D is the right answer for this one. Which of the following reaction at equilibrium will not be affected by change in pressure? This one, C is the right answer for this one. Number 8, if solubility of a salt Mx is 2 into 10 raised power minus 2 mole per decimeter cube, what will be the value of Asp if salt dissociate into one cation and one anion? So C is the right answer, 4 into 10 raised power minus 4. Which of the following decreases across the period? Atomic radius. An element M reacts with O2, H2O, and C2 to form the products M2O, MOH, and MCl respectively. The element is most likely lithium. Which compound of sulfur is used as fertilizer? NH4SO, NH4 whole square SO4. A is the right answer. Identify X and Y in the reaction. This is the reaction, and C is the right answer for this one. X is equal to H2SO4 slash H2O, Y is equal to Al2O3. An alkyl halide is reacted with AgNO3 in ethanol. Light yellow precipitate insoluble in NH4OH are formed. Identify the alkyl halide. So this one is the right answer for this one, D. Number 14, what is produced when ethene is reacted with cold dilute solution of KMNO4? So D is the right answer. Identify the product Q in given reaction. This is the reaction. And right answer is this one, CH3, CH2, COOH. Butanol can be prepared by oxidation of Q to butanol. Number 17 is the reduction of This complex by SnHCl results in formation of this complex C6H5 bond with NH2. Let's go through some of the most important short questions in the past papers. I'm going to go through the left-hand side. You can go through the right-hand side yourself. Write down the electronic configuration of an element with atomic number 24 and also of its ion with charge +3. Describe the reason for any discrepancy in electronic configuration of element. Number 2 is draw molecular orbital diagram for N2 and calculate its bond order. What is molar volume? Calculate the volume occupied by 2000 gram of Cl2 gas at standard temperature and pressure. Why does carbon form a large number of organic compounds? Give 3 reasons. What is azimuthal quantum number? Describe its significance. Number 6, justify the difference in the boiling point of these compounds. What is entropy? Describe the increase or decrease in entropy of system with sign in the following reaction. These are the reactions. Write down 3 methods by which unusable water can be converted into clean water. Write down 3 methods of the preparation of ethyl chloride from an alcohol. Number 10, briefly explain factors which affect the relative stability of primary, secondary, and tertiary car carbocation. Number 11 is differentiate between metallic and non-metallic behavior of elements. Number 12, describe how N+1 rule and Horn's rule are applied in writing the electronic and orbital configuration of Mn Z is equal to 225. Number 13 is calculate concentration of H ion in 1 mole solution of formic acid, which ionizes as this. They have given you the reaction, and they also provided you the value of concentration. Number 14 is draw position isomers and functional group isomers of C3H7 bonded with OH. In the past paper, section C, these were the most important questions. What is hybridization? Write down 3 differences between sp3 and sp2 hybridizations. Explain bonding in BF3 on the basis of hybridization. Or option question is, why are alkanes chemically less reactive? Describe the mechanism of free radical chlorination of ethane to form ethyl chloride. Question number 4 is explain one physical and one chemical method to recognize a system at equilibrium. Optional question is write down a chemical reaction between CH3COOH and CH3OH with necessary conditions. Also write the mechanism of this reaction, explaining each step. Question number 5 is explain the relative reactivity of halogens. Number 1 as oxidizing agent. Number 2 in their reaction with H2 by giving suitable example. Optional question is describe the behavior of 1 propanol and 2 propanol with respect to their reaction with iodine and AOH, reaction with HCl, ZnCl2, reaction with K2Cr2O7, H2SO4. Number 6 question is 300 gram zinc is reacted with 300 gram HCl, zinc plus HCl. They have given you the formula, chemical reaction. Calculate the mass of hydrogen produced in an experiment. If 6 gram hydrogen is obtained, calculate percentage yield atomic masses given these are the atomic masses. Or optional question is state Hess law with an example. Apply Hess law to calculate enthalpy of formation of CH3COOH. The standard enthalpies of combustion of carbon, hydrogen, and acetic acid are these respectively. They have given you the values, and you just have to uh, state the Hess law, and then you have to calculate the enthalpy of formation of this compound. Let's go through the last model paper. These were the multiple choice questions. The type of intermolecular forces present between hydrochloric acid molecules is dipole-dipole forces. So C is the right answer. The reactant that determines the maximum yield of a chemical reaction is called the limiting reactant. If 2 moles of hydrogen react with 32 grams of oxygen, the number of moles of H2O formed will be 2. C is the right answer. Which property of water is explained by hydrogen bonding? High surface tension. The enthalpy change when 1 mole of a substance is completely burned in oxygen is called heat of combustion. Which substance has zero value for their standard enthalpy of formation? Ozone, O3. A catalyst increases the rate of reaction by lowering activation energy. If an element X has first ionization energy 495 kilojoule per mole and second ionization energy 456 kilojoule per mole, this indicates that there is valence electrons 1. A is the right answer. A conjugate acid base pair differs by 1 proton. The number of valence electron in an atom can be deduced from its group number. Which of the following has no specific functional group? Propane. The reaction of methane with chlorine is in the presence of a sunlight is an example of free radical substitution. According to Markov-Nikov's rule, the stability of carbocations formed during electrophilic addition is explained by inductive effect of alkyl groups. Which reagent is used to distinguish aldehydes from ketones? Tollens reagent. Aldehydes can be oxidized to carboxylic acid. Which subshell can hold a maximum of 14 electrons? F. Which of the following halogens exist in solid state at room temperature? I2. These were the most important short questions in the past paper. I'm going to go through the left-hand side. You can go through the right-hand side. Write the electronic configuration of phosphorus and carbon according to Horn's rule. Number 2 is how azimuthal quantum number helps to determine the number of electrons in D subshell. Explain briefly. Number 3 is why bond energy in FF is lower than chlorine-chlorine, although the size of F2 is smaller than C2. Number 4 is determine the number of protons, neutron, and electron in sodium and chloride ions. Consider the following substances to identify the type of bond: ionic, polar or non-polar, covalent bond on the basis of their electronegativity differences. They have given you the values. Determine the limiting reactants when 10 gram of Al reacts with 20 gram of fluorine according to given equation. Number 7 is differentiate between crystalline and amorphous solids with examples. Differentiate between exothermic and endothermic reactions with suitable example in each case. Draw energy cycle according to Hess law for the given reactions. They have given you the reaction. This reaction is at equilibrium. What will happen if ammonia is removed from the mixture? Number B, more nitrogen is added in the mixture. So you have to determine. Derive the relation of acid dissociation constant Ka for the following dissociation equation for an acid. So this is the equation. And list the factors which affect the reactivity of alkyl halides. Write correct order of the reactivity for them. Write any three differences between boiling and evaporation. And the last question is describe the mechanism of free radical substitution in alkanes using example of methane with chlorine. And in the section C, these were the most important topics and questions in the past paper. What is hybridization? This question is coming again and again in the model paper, past paper. So this is a very important topic. Explain hybridization with molecular diagrams in methane and boron trifluoride. Optional question is state Markov-Nikov's rule, write mechanism of reaction and identify the major product when propene reacts with hydrogen bromide. Question number 4 is calculate the mass of calcium nitride prepared from 54.9 gram of calcium and 43.2 gram of nitrogen. This is the reaction. If actual yield is 0.13 moles of Ca3 and 2, then calculate the percentage yield. Or optional question is complete the following chemical equations by identifying the major products obtained for the preparation of alkyl halides. Number 5 is use the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution curve to explain the effect of temperature on the rate of a reaction with the help of general graphical representation. How are following conversions done? Ethanol, ethanol into acetaldehyde, ethanol into ethyl acetate ester, ethanol into ethene. And question number 6 is what is meant by nucleophilic addition reaction? Write mechanism of reaction when HCN reacts with formaldehyde and NaOH act as a base. State Le Chatelier's principle, how it helps to obtain maximum product in exothermic reactions, endothermic reactions. So these are the most important questions in the model paper and in the previous papers of chemistry first year. Make sure you share this video with your classmates. If you have any question regarding this model paper, you can leave a comment below. I will see you in the next model paper. Till then, Allah Hafiz.